Hello and welcome back to Static Drip. You're in the middle of our first case file, the Lucid Plague. If you're new, this is a serialized story. I've linked the full playlist in the dossier below so you can start from episode 1. It's the best way to get the full picture. Accessing case file. Designation: the Lucid Plague. Dr. Thorne has now confirmed a terrifying pattern. The Lucid Plague is real, and his clinic has become a small prison for 3 infected men. He knows what's happening. Today, he faces a new kind of obstacle. It's one thing to fight a virus, but it's another to fight a town council that's more worried about being bad for business. From the Journal of Dr. Aris Thorne.
October 8th, 2025. My clinic is no longer a place of healing. It has become a prison. A quiet, sterile prison where 3 men lie sedated in separate rooms, their chests rising and falling in a steady, medicated rhythm. But it's not sleep. I know it's not. In the moments before the sedatives take full effect, I see it in their eyes. The terror, the pleading. They are trapped, and I am their jailer. The town council meeting was this morning. I requested it, thinking a direct, scientific appeal to reason would be enough. I was a fool. I stood before Mayor Thompson and the 4 other council members in the dusty town hall. The air thick with the smell of old paper and stale coffee. I laid out the facts. 3 patients in 3 days, all presenting with identical, paradoxical symptoms. I described the hydrophobia, the uncharacteristic aggression, and the chilling, lucid pleas for help. I used the words pathogen, unidentified virus, and potential outbreak. They stared at me with a placid, uniquely New England brand of disbelief. Thompson, who owns the town's real estate agency and views everything through the lens of a property value, leaned back in his chair. Aris, he said, his voice dripping with condescending familiarity. We've all known Jeb Hemlock for 30 years. The man's been half wild his whole life, and a couple of loggers get into some bad moonshine. It happens. You're talking about quarantines and panic. That's bad for business. Bad for business. I felt a surge of anger so hot it surprised me. I tried to explain that this was different, that the biological markers were undeniable. But their minds were closed. To them, I was being hysterical. An alarmist doctor seeing monsters in a town that has no time for them. They voted to monitor the situation and politely suggested I get some rest. I walked out of that hall feeling utterly, profoundly alone. I stood on the steps, the damp fog clinging to my coat, and realized no one was coming to help. The state lab is still processing, bogged down by bureaucracy. The town is actively choosing ignorance. So I did the only thing I could. I spent the afternoon in my small lab preparing a new set of samples. Blood, saliva, and cerebral spinal fluid I drew from Bill Markham this morning. I packed them myself in a refrigerated biohazard container. I didn't send them to Augusta. I drove to the FedEx depot in Orono and sent the package overnight addressed to the Special Pathogens Branch at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in Atlanta. On the customs form, under contents, I wrote, Query, atypical lysovirus, human-to-human transmission unknown, urgent. It felt like sending a message in a bottle from a deserted island, an island wrapped in fog where the inhabitants have decided the approaching tsunami is just a high tide. Sarah saw the look on my face when I got home. She knows about the meeting. You're picking a fight you can't win, Aris, she said softly, her hand on my arm. These people don't like to be scared. I know she's right. But as I sit here now, listening to the quiet hum of the refrigerators in the clinic, I also know this. The monster is already here, and closing our eyes won't make it go away. All I can do now is wait for a voice from the outside world to answer my prayer.
My analysis of this is ongoing, but your perspective is a huge part of this project. The best way for you to log your reaction is to hit the like button. It's a simple, binary piece of data for me, but it's incredibly useful. And I'm genuinely curious about your theories. What did you feel? Please, post your thoughts in the comments. I am processing all of them. If you want to stay on this feed and continue this experiment with me, be sure to subscribe to Static Drip and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what happens next.